dude? Welcome to the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Curt. Still on today's show, we give out our mid-season awards for the Detroit Lions. Do us a quick favor. Like the video. Share it with other Lions fans like yourself. If you enjoy the content and you keep coming back and you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, man. We're on our way to 2,500 subscribers, and we're currently at 2,484. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button anyway. But now it's time to bring in my co-host for today's show. First off, man, y'all see him with that mug down there, man, because he be mugging people anyway. You know what I'm saying? He is the hardest working man in Jackson, Michigan. He trains kids, he coaches kids, he mentors kids, he cooks food, he just does everything, man. It's the Wolf Lion. Who?
Coach Mike Jones, knock you out, bro.
Yeah, and y'all know who it is. It's the curator of the Tupperware T-shirt exchange and the sole proprietor of Thirsty Thursdays on Instagram, man. It's the ladies' pet, the men's regret. You ain't seen nothing yet. Big Huggy from Yaktown, LL Cool Toys. What's going on, my dude?
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
All right, man. It's a hump day, baby. Like my man LL said. If this is your first time coming to the channel, or you just coming back, you don't know how the show works, we look at Detroit Lions news, headlines, or takes. If we agree, we say they are bossed up. If we disagree, we say they are balled on. We give our take or reason why we agree or disagree. No hot takes here. Just natural debate and our true thoughts and opinions about what's going on with our favorite team, the Detroit Lions. A quick couple of roster notes before we get into today's show. Wide receiver, rumors are that wide receiver Maurice Alexander will be returning to the practice squad, but the Lions actually announced yesterday that the guy we brought in, shares a name with another famous Detroit athlete, defensive end Isaiah Thomas, has been added to the practice squad. So I hope they don't give Maurice Alexander one again, because that just don't work for a practice squad player. But he'll be back on the practice squad, and Isaiah Thomas. Now let's look at today's topics, man. I never liked Maurice Alexander wearing one anyway, man. I ain't never get that. Like,
I thought you were about to say I never liked Isaiah Thomas. I was like, what do he do to you?
No, I love Zeke, man. The not this our chances Isaiah Thomas we got now, because I don't know that dude, but
that's what Zeke, I thought you was talking about.
Yeah, I love Zeke, man. That's my dude, man. I met Zeke when I was a kid, so Zeke, that's my guy. All right, mid-season awards. That's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna look at how the Lions fit into some power rankings, by the NFL, and then Coach Jones look at too many players, not enough roster spots. The Lions have some really decisions to make in the next few days. I mean, we're talking about long term. We're talking about here very, very shortly that they're gonna have to make some decisions on the rosters. But I'm gonna kick it over to LL, man, because it's his topic today, man. The mid-seasons awards. What you got, LL?
Yeah, man. I feel like we probably at the mid-season point. Week 11 now? Week 10, 11, something like that. But we've only played 9 games. So we just go, and we only go look at the Lions. So, of course, y'all out there that's watching, if you agree with our choices or winners, throw that boss up in the chat, and or if you disagree, put that ball down and put who you think should win these categories. But yeah, so let's start out with for the Detroit Lions, or for the 2024 midseason award for Detroit Lions, Rookie of the Year. I can't remember who all are rookie right now, but who do you guys have as Rookie of the Year?
Okay, I'll go first and I'll bring you back. All right. So for me, gotta be Jake Bates, man. Jake Bates is the Rookie of the Year. He's a rookie. 14 for 14 for field goals, 32 of 33 for extra points, led the team in scoring with 79 points on the season, and he's had 2 game-winning field goals against the Vikings and the Texans. Bases man right now. That's just who I got. All right. What you got, Coach Jones?
Oh, shit. I mean, you know what? Man, now that you said that, man. Oh, man. You know what? I got to go with you, Curt. That'd be Jake Bates. Yeah, I was gonna say somebody else, but you know what? You convinced me right there. When you can't really argue with it, man. Jake Bates is the number 1 impactful rookie that we have right now, outside of Terrion Arnold, who's on the field all the time, man. But Jake Bates Got it.
All right.
And that's what I was gonna say. My guy Sub-Zero would be my choice for rookie of the year, but I will not argue with Jake Bates. All right. Next up, comeback player of the year for the 2024 midseason awards for the Detroit Lions. Who do you guys have for that?
I'm gonna let Coach go first. Who you got, Coach
You already
Jones?
know who I'm picking. Levi Onwuzurike, man.
Mm,
That's my dog. Man. Levi, man. He has been injured for the better part of his career, and he's put together a healthy first half of the season, and he out there beast moding too. So yeah, Levi Onwuzurike.
Nope. That's who I got too. Levi Onwuzurike.
yeah.
19 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. I didn't even think Levi was going to be on the roster this season, to be honest with you. And I said that, before even the season started. But he gets pressure on the quarterbacks, makes plays on the edge because of the absence of Hutch and Davenport. He's forced to play the edge, and that's not really where he's been playing, but most of his career. But he looks like the guy that we thought we would get out of Washington this year, because you go back to that draft class. He was one of the high, and God bless his soul. Jim and I talked about Levi when he came out. We were looking at him, and he was one of the highest rated defensive tackle in that draft class. So yeah,
he was the number one. We got the number one and number two defensive tackles in that draft, or something like. If not number one and number two, we got 2 and 3 or something like that. So
yeah. And he's the
So,
enforcer, and that was my nickname in high school. So
yeah, we know the story. 75, the enforcer, man. You be kicking it back to that.
Because I handled
All right,
good ass number.
Yeah, who you got, LL?
You already know, man. You know Levi's my dog. I've been talking about him ever since he said he wanted to fuck people up in that press conference, man. I'm glad that he's out there. Same thing. Shout out to all of our guys. That main Jim. But next up, offensive player of the year for the 2024 Detroit Lions midseason awards. Who do you guys have?
Oh man, offensive player of the year right now at this moment, Jahmyr Gibbs, who leads the team in rushing with 727 yards, 7 touchdowns. On the second Demo, who got 8 rushing touchdowns. He's fourth in receiving with 202 yards and a TD. 929 all-purpose yards to start the season. I don't know anybody who's having a bigger impact on the offense right now as far as being the offensive player of the year. He kickstarted the drive. He kickstarted a couple of games. You look at the Minnesota game, he kickstarted the offense with that long touchdown run, and did the same thing against the Titans, where he kickstarted the offense with a long run. Jahmyr Gibbs is my offensive player of the year right now. Coach Jones.
I already know who you gonna say.
Jared Goff.
Okay.
I knew it.
Because he, until last week's debacle of performance, he was number 2 in the MVP voting. So I mean, I can't really say nothing else. If he's the league MVP being talked about, then he has to be the best player on the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Simple as that.
All right.
That man, Jared Goff.
Offensive player of the year. What you got, LL?
Am I from?
There you go.
Was I from?
Yeah, a little bit, but you good.
Oh, word. But yeah, no. I hope I didn't miss anything. But I was saying that I knew you was gonna pick Jared Goff. But my player, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say Penei Sewell. I think I'm going to do the Penei Sewell, man. That's my offensive player of the year, man. Even though last game he missed a big one, he whiffed on somebody, getting Jared Goff.
Danielle Hunter put him in a cycle.
Got him. But that was just
ugly.
once, that was just once. But that was like the only time this entire year that we could say we've seen that. But regardless of all of that, that's my dog. He out there destroying people, man. In the same game, you saw him out there. If you ever seen the one, I forget which Transformers it was, and they had the highway scene when that one was just coming down, knocking all the cars and trucks and everything. He stood up and started slapping everybody out the way. That's how I seen Penei Sewell when he knocked my man into the other guy. So
that was crazy. Dude made a business decision to get out the way and ended up getting a concussion by his own play. He was like, I ain't gonna touch that dude.
I seen that thing coming. I had to get out the way.
He was like, he got out the way, got hit by. I mean, that's crazy. When you get out the way of him and got hit by your own player and was out of the game with a concussion because you trying to avoid,
might have got one either way.
But
Hey,
yeah, you're damned if you do, damned if you
you
don't.
can't
Yeah,
avoid collisions, man. This
yeah.
is a rough
It's
game.
a collision sport.
Collision
Stop trying
sport.
to be a punk.
Collision sport. All right.
All
What
right.
you got next?
Next up, defensive player of the year for the 2024 Detroit Lions midseason awards. Who do you guys have?
Oh
I
dang,
think
you just gonna
most
put
of
it
us
on
got the
me, huh?
same. Yeah, you the
Okay,
defensive guy.
hey, BB man, come on, Brian Branch has to be the defensive player of the year so far because he's the first team. I'm putting him in. He's my ballot right now for first team All Pro. So he has to be the best defensive player on the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, yeah. Got to be Brian Branch, man. Let me give you quick numbers on him. Third on the team with 50 tackles. I got 3 tackles for loss. First in PBUs with 13 pass breakups. Second in interceptions with 4, and has a forced fumble. That move to safety has unlocked his game. But my honorable mention for this one is Kirby Joseph, man, because he he doesn't just lead the team, he leads the NFL with 6 interceptions. And he has a lot of tackles and PBUs too. So but as his branches is a kind of a game, he's more of a game changer as far as what he can do in totality on the field. Where Kirby's making some tackles, he's making plays. You can't deny that. So he's my close second for defensive player of the year. What you got, LL?
All right, everybody out there, I want y'all to put a ball down and put Curt name because he can't pick all the players. He picked my player, which is Kirby Joseph. That's who I was gonna say.
He's my honorable mention.
And
I didn't pick him. I picked BB.
Right. I mean, I'm just picking, of course, but and I just want to go somewhere different than that main, that B2 bomber. I'm not saying that he's not, but I just want to show Kirby Joseph some love. Also, who I would like to say, I don't know if we can. Yeah, I got a way to recognize him. Never mind, I take that back.
Okay.
Next up, Coach of the Year for the Detroit Lions 2024 midseason awards. Which, and it's any coach on the roster, of course. Don't steal my pick, Curt or Mike. So who do you? I'm going first. Never mind. I go first. So my pick for the Detroit Lions Coach of the Year is Aaron Yehoshaphat Glenn. He turned that thing around. I was going to say for my defensive player, I was going to try and find a way to put DJ Reader in there because I feel like, of course, that nose tackle. I always talk about the enforcer, but us nose tackles, we always don't get enough love for the changes that we can make to a defense. I was going to say DJ Reader, but for defensive player of the year, but for coach of the year, I'm gonna give love to my guy AG. Who you guys got?
Oh, I got somebody you won't even think about. I'm gonna tell you right now. Ain't nan one of y'all thought about this dude. It is my coach of the year is Dave Phipp. The Lions have the best special teams unit in the NFL. Khalif Raymond leads the league in punt return yards with 330. Jack Fox is second in net punting and third in average punts per average yards per punt. Jake Bates is 14 for 14. He's tied for first place in the NFL at 100% field goal percentage, but he's the only kicker with double-digit field goal attempts and has not missed. You look at what he did with that rookie. We didn't even think we was going to bring in somebody else to be our kicker, and they stuck with him. Didn't bring anybody else in. Dave Phipp, my coach of the year for the Lions right now.
Our special teams coach at Jackson Northwest was like at the start of the season, like right when we was in camp in August, I was like, man, Jake Bates gonna be the kicker. You're like, man, Jake Bates ain't gonna be a kicker, man. You can't go from not kicking to kicking in the NFL. My coach of the year so far mid-season has to be Dan Campbell, the meathead. Everybody thought, right? The big buff dude who he don't really know how to do much. Yeah,
bite kneecaps. All
he knows
the
how
things they
to
wanted to
assemble
say.
talent.
Yeah, I get you. Because he's the sausage maker. He makes the sausage, man. He put all that stuff, all these ingredients together. He makes the sausage, man, and he got the team rolling. So I get what you're saying. All right, MVP, man.
And last but not least, I already know. Well, I ain't gonna lead in with that, but of course, most valuable player for the 2024 Detroit Lions midseason awards. Who do you guys have? And please give us a surprise.
Nah, I ain't giving a surprise. It's Jared Goff, man.
Mm.
Even in a bad game, after a bad game in Houston, Goff is still the MVP. He had before the Houston game, had one of the best statistical seasons of an NFL in a season. To me, MVP is a team on a team is a player who is irreplaceable with the current guys on the roster. That's Goff. Because you look at it, we lost our best defensive player in Aiden Hutchinson and other starters for the season. And we had some other starters that have been in and out of the lineup. And guess what? The Lions haven't lost. They're still 8-1 without all those guys. If Goff goes down, we lose ground on the season. Hendon Hooker is not ready to run the offense like Jared Goff. So he is my MVP for that reason. We can't do what we do. We won't have the success that we're having right now without Jared Goff. So that's why he's my MVP.
Jared Goff. Got to be. Because he, like you said, Curt, he's the glue. He holds everything together. He had that that string of games, of 5 games, man, with like 3 of them, he was going like something team for something team, man. And it's just, it gotta be Jared Goff, man. You can't take that one game, the last game, and throw him out, man, because at the end of the game, he was putting it together. He had a sorry 3 2/3, you know what I'm saying, of the game, but in that final minute, MVPs do.
Yeah, I think he went 7 for 9 in the fourth quarter with 3 scoring drives. I mean, because most quarterbacks would have folded under that pressure. They would have been like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But Goff was like, whatever. It was like, let's go, because he didn't. If you look at him, he didn't look phased. He was just like, okay, next play. And I think, but that's how Dan Campbell coaches these guys, and that's how he coaches him to be. Like, you just had to kind of move on to the next play, next game, next series, next minute, next second. You can't just dwell on something that happened in the game. So it is what it is. All right, LL, who's your MVP?
Well, I cut the suspense. It ain't Jared Goff. I have a 3-way tie. It is David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Penei Sewell. That was my MVPs of the Detroit Lions midseason awards. I don't care. Put y'all what's it called? Boss up in the comments if you agree. Put that ball on. If you want to show Curt that you don't agree with him saying Jared Goff that many times. But let us know. And
I mean,
what's up?
To me, it is what it is, man. I get what you're saying, but it is what it is.
I'm just picking.
You ain't never gonna pick Jared, and until Jared Goff wins Super Bowl for the Lions, you ain't never gonna pick him for nothing. But hey, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself, man. We know that LL has a Jared Goff huggy in his closet. All right, let's switch topic for today's show.
got Jared Goff throw.
Yeah. All right, so let's look at some power rankings right quick, man, because this was what it is. Let's take a look at where they sit week after week 10, the power rankings. For Sports Illustrated, they were first this week. They were first last week. Yahoo Sports, again, they were first last week and first this week. Bleacher Report, they were second last week, and again, they're second this week. The CBS Sports, second last week and second again this week, as well as USA Today. The really change was Athletic. They were second this week and first last week. So they dropped off after the game in Houston. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I just want to kind of give you guys the Lions have been top 2 in most these lists for the season. The only list that's really going to matter is at the end of the season and who's the last team standing in New Orleans in February. But I do like to see how the Lions are viewed nationally as one of the top teams in the NFL. So, I mean, but power rankings, do they really matter? The standings is where is really the list that happens. And right now, the Lions are first in the NFC. So, what do you guys think about the power rankings? What you got, Coach Jones?
I give you a boss up. I still feel like the Chiefs are the number 1 team in the NFL. I know we us as Lions fans and a lot of people around the NFL say the Detroit Lions because we look the best winning games. But until you beat the Chiefs, until you knock them off, they're undefeated right now. They're the back-to-back Super Bowl champions. How many Super Bowls they won in the last 5 years? You know what I'm saying? So Chiefs has to be the number 1 team. So Sports Illustrated, they get a ball on. Yeah, man. Everybody else, they get a boss up. So yeah.
I mean, and this is some of them. There's a lot of other outlets like Pro
Right,
Football
right,
Talk, NFL.com. A lot of places still have the Lions number one because
right.
they don't like the way that the Chiefs are winning. But the Chiefs are winning. They're
Yeah,
undefeated. They haven't lost a game since like Christmas of last year. That's the last time they lost a game
yeah.
Who was that? To the
to the
Raiders or something?
Raiders. To the Raiders, yeah. So, what do you? I know, LA. You don't. I know you give two craps about power rankings because you've said
Yeah.
so plenty of times before on the show. So,
Yeah, I don't care. It's good though, because as I've also said a few times, back in the days of the Detroit Lions on the prowl, either they don't show, don't know, or don't care what goes on in Detroit, and it has changed. You have people mentioning people like Dave Phipp now on TV, and mentioning players like Aleem, even though that's not a bad thing or a obscure thing. But naming players like Liam McNeil and Malcolm Rodriguez, just not the star player, not just Jared Goff and David Montgomery and Sam Laporta and stuff
Chit
like that.
chit chit.
So it's beautiful to see for me because it's either they usually if they did talk about us, they talk about us really really wrong, or they just didn't talk about us at all. So I like it, man. Whatever, rank on, man.
all right, all right. Hey, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. All these things help get this content to more Detroit Lions fans like yourself. Make sure you check us out on your favorite social media platforms. We'll get to that in a minute. But and then head over to Lions Nation Unite, support the group over there, the community at Lions Nation Unite. Herman Moore is giving away a couple of things right now. I know they're giving away some salute to service items. So go check it out, man, over on Lions Nation Unite. All right, Coach Jones, you up now, man. Got some tough
Yeah,
decisions on the Lions roster. What you got, my
yes,
man?
man. I said reason why I said there's too many players, not enough roster spots because we got a lot of players getting ready to come back in the next 2 3 weeks from IR, and and their 21-day windows have been open, man, and there's some big decisions got to come up, man, because who do revert to the IR? Who do you cut? Because that's gonna have to happen. So, we all know the trade of Darius Smith. He's the one guy who's about to come in and be an edge player. Also, Broderick Martin. I believe check his activity. I believe he'll be active for the game. I think
Okay.
Broderick Martin. I think this is the perfect game against the 2-8 Jaguars to ease Broderick into some gameplay, man, and get him going, and kind of also give BJ Reader a rest, and
Yeah,
kind of let his body get right, man. So then you got Iffy, and Emmanuel Mosley. They 21-day window was open last week, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Iffy coming back before Emmanuel Mosley. I think they'll let Emmanuel Mosley get all the way right. But Iffy, if he's even anything close to returning, I think, yeah, man, I think Iffy will be back either this week or next week. Yeah, man, but what do you do with that if they both return? You got Brandon Joseph, you got Kendall Vildor. Do you cut them? Do you practice squad them? Because if you
yes,
if you if you practice squad them, somebody gonna pick them up. So you got to remember the players that we let go. People are gonna start to pick up because we have the best roster in the NFL, man, from top to bottom. Then you look and then you like, okay, who's about to come back from IR? I think John Kaminsky's gonna come back from IR probably around week 14, I would say. Probably around then they'll get him back from IR, man. And then also I'm gonna throw in there, man, Hutchie Hutch, man. He probably gonna come back, man, if, when we get to the Super Bowl, maybe even NFC championship game, man. Hutch will be back. And then again, who are you cutting on that D line when they return, man? Who are you putting to the side? Is it Makai
Muhammad,
Wingo?
that's easy.
I mean,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, but I'm saying they probably that guy is probably gonna revert to the practice squad after Zadarius Smith and Broderick Martin get fully acclimated. So when you get down to the end of the season, who are you gonna put on the back burner for those two guys? I mean, because you're gonna
Mhm.
put somebody on the back burner for them, but when you do, you leaving the door open to somebody scooping them up, man. And it's like, wow, we have too much talent on this team and not enough players. And this is what Jim had wished for, man. This is what he had prayed for. This is the days that man, he was waiting for the day where we just had too much talent and we just like, but I want him, but I want him too, but I want him. What do I
Mhm.
do? Man, so
What?
As Jim would say, we talked about this a long time ago. We said when Dan Cameron first came onto the scene, they were getting the players. They were getting what they wanted and not who they wanted. But now they got a whole bunch of who they want, and some of the what they want's got to go out the door. So I agree with you on that with the depth piece. I'm gonna give you a big boss up on that one, man. The one thing I will note is that Zarius Smith is already on the active roster. They had to make a spot for him to trade for him. So, but there is an active spot on the roster. And I talked about this yesterday with Anthony from Rhode Island on the live yesterday. I think Martin gets that first open roster spot. You got 3 players that are in their activation window: Iffy, Emmanuel Mosley, and Broderick Martin. The one thing, and I talked Dan from Lions Talk talked about this yesterday on his show. The Lions can't stash younger players on the bottom of the active roster anymore because the Lions were doing that. They would stash some guys at the bottom of the roster, developing them just like Brandon Joseph. They kind of stash him at the bottom of the roster to kind of develop him. But you can't do that now because you got too much depth. My 2 guys that I picked that I think are going to be next to players to get waived is Lauren Strickland and Giovanni Manu. I know they drafted Giovanni Manu, but the dude hasn't played a snap. He hasn't. So I think those 2 guys that will be waived when Iffy and Emmanuel Mosley return. Brandon Joseph. I mean, Strickland is. I mean, I like Strickland, but he's stuck behind Brandon Joseph. So you're gonna have Brandon Joseph and Iffy as your second string safeties. Strickland's not gonna be ahead of either one of those guys. And another guy I kind of can see, and I hate to say this, Sorsdal hasn't played. He's been an active scratch for a lot of things this year. But I can see both of those guys back on the practice squad if they can clear waivers. Like you said, can't stash no more because people are claiming them. Like Isaiah Williams got claimed. Hudson Kaminsky, too far off, man. I'm not even getting my hopes up for either one of those guys, especially Hutch. Even if we make the Super Bowl, I can't wrap my mind around that just yet. We got to get there first, and then I can say, okay, all right. So,
right.
But one thing I will say, with Hutch, he will not be denied. So he gonna work hard to try to get back whatever happens. So, all right, what you got, LL, with the about the open roster spots?
I just keep mine kind of short. We got plenty of people to cut though. Plenty of names. Like you said, Muhammad is one of them. Isaiah Thomas is another one.
He already got cut. He's on the practice squad.
Sorry about that.
They signed to the practice squad. I said that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. You did. My apologies, but we got plenty of people to end up cutting. Just some of those other names. Kendall Vildor. You named a couple of them, Mike. Dorsey might be kept because he has the return aspect as well. But we got a few guys to end up making room for, and I think that was the plan. You got to you keep some fat to trim, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. It definitely does. All right. Hey, if you don't do also already, make sure you follow the crew on your favorite social media platform. My man, Coach Jones, does a great job with Wolverine Sports Talk. I post content from this channel on all of my social media platforms, man. And I don't know what was in the water yesterday, but it was particularly thirsty over there on LL's Instagram page on a Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? I think it was, we're going to name that one Tipsy Tuesday because, man, you had to drink it in yesterday on his Instagram page. All right, nice time for party shots for today's show. Coach Jones, you up first, man. What you got on this hump day, my man?
Man, it's hump day, man. This is a tough day. It's the middle of the week. Actually, my body is really sore right now. This is yesterday was the first day I really turned up my workout since football season when I really can't get my workout in. So now just to give y'all an update, I'm up to 380 sit-ups and 200 push-ups a day, man. And yeah, man, my body's sore right now, man. That's not including the jogging and the other cardio conditioning I'm doing, man. And I'm sore, man. So this is a real hump day for me, man. So yeah.
All right.
I thought you was gonna say 300 pounds. I was gonna say, whoa, buddy.
doggone Coach Jones down there gonna draw the Auntie's Wild down there in Jackson, Michigan, man. You know what I'm saying? Coming to the stage. Coming to the stage is Wolverine. All right, what you got?
Happy Wednesday, y'all. It's Wing Wednesday for my team at work. We gonna order some wings and have a good Wednesday, so y'all do the same, man.
Yeah, thanks for joining us right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast and starting your day on this hump day, baby. Right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast. Hey, if you're having a good day at work, spread that joy. You never know when a small word can help someone in need. If you're not having a good day, don't make nobody else's day bad. And whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. From a man, Coach Mike Jones, Wolf Lion, and Geronimo with LL Cool Tones. This is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon.